found it.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Stylez in the building. Welcome to tonight's show. Dame, you want to say what up?
Yo, what up, though? It's your boy Dane.
All right, all right. We are here. It is Sunday, July 17th, 2022, midway through the month already, and we're here for another crazy month. So we are here for our brand new show brought to you by Styles and Dame. And we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We're just going to be talking about different news articles, topics, things that have popped up in the last month. And, let's see what you guys think about them. So, first things first, it's been, what is it, a couple weeks since the whole Roe versus Wade thing and, the overturn of that. And I know me and you just talked about this situation, and one of the things that that popped up recently was just the some of the crazy stuff that are scenarios and situations that people have been kind of putting out there and testing the waters with, like, hey, what if this happens and what if this happens? But one of the things that we found crazy. Go ahead, Dave. Tell them what happened. Tell them what happened with the with the latest assumptions that are being made about these new laws.
The question is, how old is too old for a child or a teenager to carry a potential baby and raise that baby? We know unwanted pregnancies happen, they're prevalent today in society with 16, 17-year-olds. You know, it's not the end of the world. You just made your life harder. You didn't ruin your life. You just made your road a little tougher to your goals by
Right.
having an unwanted child. But let's say that child is 10 and she's forced to raise a baby because she was raped. The state, now the state that she was coming from started off in Ohio.
Mhm.
Her parents took her to Indiana because when they voted on this, on Roe versus Wade, it was 4 days too late. Then when things took into place for Ohio, they drove her to Indiana, found a doctor to do the procedure for the abortion for her,
Mhm.
and now the state of Indiana got involved and said that maybe we should sue this doctor that performed this procedure. But at the same time, it's they're trying to say that it didn't happen. They're trying to hush it. But there is a $2 million bail for somebody who just potentially raped somebody and it's not her. He's on a
Mhm.
$2 million bond for something that didn't happen.
Okay.
So it is just crazy how perspective comes into play when do you force this little 10-year-old to raise and her parents to raise a baby?
Right.
And how
Right.
sick are you to rape a 10-year-old? Come on now.
Well, yeah,
I
that's
mean,
a whole nother.
rape alone is sick by itself, but a child.
Yeah, I mean that that's a whole different conversation, but definitely the fact that this is a ramification of, and I'm assuming then that Ohio is one of the states that decided that once Roe versus Wade was overturned, they just automatically put their automatic laws in place to ban abortion. I haven't looked into, but I know there's like 16 states that did that. There were 16 states that decided that as soon as Roe versus Wade was overturned, as soon as there was some summary judgment made that was no longer that abortion was no longer uh, uh, federally protected under the Constitution, then their laws will go immediately into effect to ban the procedures for abortion, as well as put some other, rules and regulations in place. And I think the sad part of that is that, you know, it does force people to do things that they wouldn't normally do, like you said, go across state lines and try to involve other people into the situation, or having to figure things out like that, and then have their lives affected when it's something that they have no control over. Like you said, I mean, if a person is raped, they're not control of that. They're not using an abortion as a means of getting out of birth control, or whatever the case may be. It becomes a situation of of their their sanity, basically their sanity, their ability to function, ability to parent. And a 10-year-old is definitely not able to parent, and then her mental capacity to maintain not only that pregnancy, but the parenthood of a child that was that came back from something like that, or that was born from something like that, is traumatic. That's the ultimate trauma. So it's not something that they have any control or would want to even deal with on a continual basis.
And the thing is, at this point, we're going back to the early 1900s when they were doing stuff illegally, illegal procedures where women were dying from illegal abortions. We all know about the coat hanger, and that's pretty much coming up next. Falling down flight of steps, miscarriages, which comes to our next topic about that,
Hmm.
is that there's been some word about police being involved in miscarriages from women.
Yeah.
Now women are prone to have miscarriages throughout any of their pregnancy. I know a couple personally, a couple of women who had miscarriages, unfortunately, and it's just some women have harder times carrying children and bearing children than everybody else, than the rest of them.
Right.
So, so every possession, I'm sorry, every um, pregnancy is going to be scrutinized. Every miscarriage is going to be scrutinized now to what event, to effect,
Mm.
because it's not fair to them. They have to go through double scrutiny of, do we really trust her that she had a miscarriage?
Right. Right. Yeah, and that's the thing, is that it's already a what they call a traumatic situation to go through.
Psychologically, emotionally,
Yes, yes, exactly. Psychologically, emotionally,
oh, and
and
physically.
yeah, 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 and physically. So to have to go through that and then feel like you're now going to be under scrutiny from the authorities, it's crazy. It shouldn't be something that you have to think about or read about, or worry about, rather, because these overzealous lawmakers have decided that this is how they want things done. It's just not right. It's just not right. So I think that that's another problem, that you now have to do things like investigating these miscarriages, investigating failed births, investigating and I was reading, or I was watching some comments in one of the uh, opinion pieces, and they were and, some people were saying, like, oh, there's going to be provisions for stuff like this, there's going to be provisions, and it's like, you think there'll be provisions, you think, but unfortunately there aren't, in every case. There's some states that have no provisions for incest, no provisions for rape, no provisions for medically needed abortions. And somebody made the comment that no doctor is going to deny a woman a medically necessary abortion. And and I kind of get that, and I kind of understand that, but then, does he want to be investigated for performing that? How will the hospital feel if this is a for-profit hospital? What are they going to do? You know what I mean? It's like, are there going to be situations where it becomes down to a decision being made by somebody outside of the situation? You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, we got to protect our bottom line, and we can't afford to allow this one situation to happen, or it comes down to getting sued, and this person could be disbarred, or whatever. Not disbarred, what is it,
and
the
and, it,
losing
and
their
it,
medical
we didn't.
licenses because they decided to do this procedure, that kind of thing. It get this is too much gray. It's too much
It's
gray without a set. excuse me, a set law being in place.
And it gets kind of murky. And we haven't rehearsed this. We talked about the topics that we're going to discuss on every show, but we
Mhm.
didn't go into detail about it. Like what you just brought up, it makes you think about the doctor's hypocritical oath of do no harm,
Right, right,
and that comes into play. You got empathy. You got to be empathetic about the situation. Um, it's it does get murky
mhm,
because what happens with this woman, especially with rape and incest. So
right,
there's a lot of sick people in families. No matter what background you have, there's always that one uncle, aunt, well not aunt, but uncle that's a predator.
right.
And what happens when it's a health thing for the child that's has to be born, like the illnesses that might come to play long term. You're going now the state might have to take care of the child. That's more
Mhm.
money and resources going to something that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that well, I guess in my viewpoint, it always seems to be a thing of things are done with some other perceived outcome in mind. You know what I mean? So it's like if they want everyone to kind of follow these rules, they only have one situation or one perceived outcome in mind. They're not considering all the other situations, right? And they're not considering health, safety, and care of a mother versus a child, or a child versus a mother. I've even heard some pro-lifers that'll be like, you know oh, trying to save the mother at the cost of the child is still a life lost. And it's like, yeah, but the thing is that life is here. This life is already productive. This life is already, you take the life of the mother instead of the child, and then what if the child still doesn't make it, or what if the child is now in a situation that is not viable because maybe they needed their mother, or maybe they have nobody else, or maybe what I'm saying, there's so many variables at that point. But people don't think through all of the scenarios, all the situations. Not to say that they have to think them, have to know them all and think through them all, but when you're not even considering some of them, the known ones, the ones that have already been presented to you, it's disheartening. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody, it's basically you don't care. You just don't care. So let's jump on to another subject. This one's heavy enough. We could talk about this all day.
We could put we could put this on the main show.
Well, you actually did already. So
Oops. Like, oops.
yeah, make sure y'all go check out that show. We did that one a few weeks
Two
ago.
weeks ago,
Yeah, once
about three, no, three.
about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We talked about the whole court. It's just we got more information now. As we were able to talk a little bit more about it. But yeah, we definitely went over all the ins and out of this and what the situation is, and and it's just crazy. But however you feel about it, it is it is a subject that a lot of people feel passionately about. So there's that. So, but on to our next topic. We're about to give a shout out to someone that we recently lost. That it was a shock, and it was definitely something that we didn't expect to happen. But rest in peace to the bulletproof monkey. Big homie lost his life recently in a cartel shootout, and bulletproof monkey was not trying to hurt nobody, was not trying to he just was he was just what he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And sometimes when you're a bulletproof monkey, people just assume that you up to no good, and it's not his fault that he had to wear a bulletproof vest. He hung with the wrong crowd. Not his fault. Once again, that's not his fault. So moment of silence for the bulletproof monkey. You will be missed, big homie. All right, so man, this was the craziest story I ever saw, bro.
No,
Because I
no, no. I,
I
I
didn't
was like, did I miss
understand.
somebody? I'm thinking, did I miss it? Did we lose somebody for real?
What I didn't understand is like who put the bulletproof vest on them? Like who had the forethought to be like, you know what, bro, bulletproof monkey, you gonna be in trouble in this next shootout. So wear this vest, but it didn't help. Unfortunately, they shot the poor monkey anyway, and the bulletproof vest didn't help. They probably got him in the wrong spot. And he just couldn't handle it. Poor monkey, man.
But
That's just
wait,
crazy.
for disclaimer, Peter, I'm not laughing that the monkey died. I'm just laughing that I was bamboozled. I got rickrolled into this topic.
But this also reminds me of the thing a couple of years ago where the monkey on the bike. Remember the monkey on the kidnapped monkey?
Yes.
He rode in on the bike, grabbed the little girl, and then pulled her away. That junk was crazy. Like I'm like, what are these monkeys getting into? This life of crime these monkeys are getting into, bro. It's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. First we had kidnapped monkeys, now we got bulletproof monkeys and cartel bulletproof monkeys. It's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. We gotta do
Oh,
something about these poor
hey, don't
monkeys
forget his
falling
cousin.
into. You
Don't
said
forget
Korea's
the
cousin?
don't forget the orangutan that was pulling my man's leg through the.
Yeah, we talked about that last time. Yeah, oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, that orangutan
Um, I
was
think
kind
I
of
think I think we need to start making some choices with this Planet of the Apes movies they're making.
right,
Getting too
exactly,
close to reality.
exactly. It's getting way too close to reality. So yeah, it's definitely getting out of hand. They're just getting these monkeys in trouble. It's not their fault. You know what I'm saying? So um, but we got to do something about it. Got to save the crime syndicate monkeys. It's not their. You know, get them out of that life of crime. Get them out of that life of crime.
Next topic.
Crazy, crazy. Next up, besides bulletproof monkeys and crime syndicate monkeys and all that other stuff. Another thing that popped up on the desk was the Pride Parade. We missed this one last month. We were talking about the Pride parades last month. So last month was June Pride, and one of the Pride parades had an incident. We one in Idaho, rather. I'm sorry, in
Yes.
Idaho, that was
Yes.
apparently interrupted by the Patriot Front. So somehow their plans got discovered, and they were arrested. It was during the I think it was a Pride event going on, Pride in the Park, and in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Police were able to arrest them, and it was 31 men near the Pride in the Park event,
Now, where
and
were they
they were
at?
all, huh?
Where were they at?
They were in the oh they were planning to interrupt the drag queen story hour. I mean, anybody trying to interrupt drag queen story hour deserves to be arrested. Just off rip, anybody trying to
But but
interrupt that.
but where did they find them at?
Weren't they in the back of a truck?
A big 26-foot U-Haul.
Oh yeah, yeah, in the back of a U-Haul. What the heck were they doing in a U-Haul? Like what? How does that work?
I don't know. That's an oxymoron. You got a whole bunch of men trapped in a big box doing Gay Pride Month.
I mean, maybe they weren't trying to interrupt after all.
They was just trying to make a surprise entrance.
Exactly. I mean,
I got you, Proud Boys. I got y'all.
I got whole new swing on Proud Boys, right? Very very proud. So yeah, that was a weird one. But they said that the group was outfitted in riot shields, shin guards, and at least one had a smoke grenade.
See?
And so yeah, it was definitely they were not there for a good time. They were not there for a
You
good
sure?
time or nor a long time. So
What were the knee pads for?
yeah.
Just saying.
I mean,
And the riot shield can be used as a pillow. The curve.
so
They
they
want
were
to get their backs. They want to get their backs dirty. They put on their back.
exactly. So they had something else going on in that truck. They just didn't want to talk
See,
about
the
it.
only thing that probably makes them kind of confusing is the grenade. I got
Yeah, I don't
nothing
know
for
what
that
the
one.
small people, people got their own freaky little things going on. I don't judge. I don't judge at all. So whatever you into, Patriot Front, y'all go ahead. Y'all do y'all thing. Whatever y'all into, buddies. I don't judge. I just do not judge.
You stay proud.
Right, y'all stay proud out there. What up though, Smooth? What's good with you, brother? We in here doing the one crazy month talking about these Proud Boys, or not Proud Boys, these Patriot fronters out here interrupting the Pride Parade last month. We missed this story last month, but we wanted to make sure we got that into the report. Um Next up, what else do we have? Next up, another serious topic. And we talked about this before. I think you brought it up because there was an interesting piece to it that I didn't catch the first time we brought it up. So apparently, there's been a couple of states, a couple of cities, not states, a couple of cities across the country that have made push towards doing reparations. And so Dame caught an article recently that said, there's as part of some of the reparations that one of the states started paying, but there was a catch. And of course, I lost the article. Do you remember what the catch was, Dame?
You had to use the reparations on real estate,
Yeah.
not catching up on your rent. You had to buy property.
Smooth said yes. They just wanted to partake in the festivity, bro. It was during drag queen story hour. I mean, who doesn't want to miss drag queen story hour, right? I mean, am I right? So I'm pretty sure that's all it was. I don't know why the police arrested them at this one. If they were going to interrupt drag queen story hour, yes, you got to be arrested because you can't do that. That's not right. But if they just wanted to participate, they wanted to be there for it. I mean, leave them boys alone. Let them boys have their fun.
I
There you go.
forgot something dealing with real estate.
But no, no,
Uh,
no. You're 100% right. I wish I had the article up because I can quote you exactly what was being said. But basically, what it was the catch was this, and I believe during the time we had found out about this, and I'm sorry, it's not an entire state. This is it's in Indiana, right? Um,
yes.
it was oh man, I almost got the name of the city. Hold on a second. I'll tell y'all exactly what city it's in. But basically, what was happening was that there's uh the facilities are there for them to do the reparations, but the problem is that it's so locked in on a particular type of um usage. So the usage is for new real estate, for new mortgages, things like that. So home improvement loans, rental assistance, and there was something else that people were saying that they basically needed were some of the things that were excluded. And I believe somebody said that they were going to try to figure out how to get more of that stuff included, but that was some of the shortcomings of it. And how Evanston, thank you, Smooth. I know we had talked about it. So yeah, so it's Evanston, that's Evanston, Illinois. Sorry, I said Indiana. Evanston, Illinois. Got Indiana on the brain because of that other story. Um, uh, Evanston, Illinois, and that's the thing is that we have um so many things that these reparations can be used to kind of benefit us as Black people, as descendants of slaves. But it's sad that when things are either presented or extended, it's never to that point of making sure that more things are covered, or that more important things are covered, because it's great to help us get new homes, but it's another thing when we already in these homes and we're stuck with high rent payments or high uh,
Interest.
uh, interest rate loans, or having homes that are falling apart and deteriorating, but we have no way to get those homes repaired. Especially in areas that are either rural or aren't developing, right?
And don't forget
So
Redline.
yeah, exactly. Smooth just posted the link in the chat as well. and talking about the Evanston reparations program. And like I said, I know that there's been some modifications. There's been some changes. Then there's other states or other cities as well as some colleges that are putting forth their reparations plans as well. I believe Harvard is one of them. If you go to Harvard, you may get assistance with tuition. There's facility improvements being made at certain schools in response to being able to use their reparation programs for that. And I think in those situations that's a great thing because that's some of the more important things. You need better infrastructure, you need better services, you also need tuition assistance or reimbursements. And without that, people either won't be able to succeed in school or won't be able to go to school. So I think in those situations, great, just ensure that the right people are getting the money, or make sure the right people are getting what they need from that money, right? Don't say I'm going to give you tuition assistance and then give them $5,000 and then they still owe 25,000 for the year, right? That's not really helpful. Great, but not helpful.
Right.
But in a situation like this where these programs are either locked down or they have not enough provisions, it makes it a challenge to make them viable, or even not just viable, to make them useful, right? Because if they're not useful, then what's the point? You know what I mean?
My thing is, why are you putting on a spin, or why are you putting stipulation on how I want to use my reparations? Why does it have to be just toward homes?
Hmm.
What people have other problems, especially the low income parts of the state and city.
Right,
They need to put food on the table. They need to feed their kids. They need to fix up their homes the way they need to, because some of them probably do own their homes, but they don't have the resources to get it fixed or maintained,
right.
or or property tax. That does creep up on people who aren't prepared. It's just a lot.
Very
It's just a
true.
lot. But why are you putting like something that's owed to the black community? Why are we putting reparations? Sorry, stipulations on how we use our money that's
Yeah.
owed to us.
Yeah,
But
and I think in a way, not just to say that it's putting a stipulation on what's owed, but when it's something that can be beneficial, like I don't have a problem with them saying, hey, we're gonna put it into housing, or we're gonna put it into improving the way people live, right? I have no problem with them saying that, because I'm a firm believer in, if you passed out, $50,000 to every black person that you felt deserved reparations, they're going to squander most of it anyway. So if you give them some guidance, or you give some control over how that's being used, I think it's in their best interest, if it's in their best interest. But like you said, there's other issues that can be rectified with some of this. But the problem is like, if you say housing, but then all of a sudden it's like, well, only if you go do this, and you start locking down what that thing is, then that you start excluding people. You know what I mean? That could still benefit from a housing perspective. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it becomes exclusionary, and it becomes overly controlled when you start doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't have a problem with you saying, you know what, this can only be used for housing, and this can only be used for education, and this can only be used for, because at some point you can't just say, here, just take all this money and go squander it and throw it away. They
I mean,
literally just jacking it into their veins with drugs. But if you say,
right.
look, we want you to take this and better yourself. You bettered this country, or your ancestors bettered this country through their sweat, blood, tears. I'm sure they don't want you doing anything other than bettering yourself behind it. Not using it to do, to go Jordan shopping, and to, you know what I'm saying? Not to say that, everybody's going to do that, but I'm just saying that I think that
No,
that allows it to be make a little bit more sense. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
yeah. Don't get me wrong. I understand, because it's just I don't like stipulations behind what is owed. But I do get some people do need guidance.
Hmm.
You're giving it's like giving a 16-year-old a Ferrari who just got his license. They ain't got no control over that. They just, Their adrenaline is rushing. They just want that rush. You just giving somebody. You need some people just do need guidance on how to spin because they're not. Some people aren't capable of maintaining that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, like you said, I mean, a 16-year-old with a driver's license, it has been determined by the state to be eligible to drive, but you put too much power in their hand, too much, you know, uh, 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 like you said, a sports car in their hands, they'll get immediately, a little too
I,
crazy with it, or they'll get
I
irresponsible with it, and that's the thing, I think that being responsible, being helpfully responsible is one thing, but then it's like, okay, don't give me a license and then say, you know what, here's your license, but you can't drive, during the evening, or after school if you have homework, and you also can't drive with unless you're going to work or going to a school play, or you know what I mean, and you start like really locking it up. It's like at some point you're like, well, what do I need to drive for, or what do I need a license for if I can't ever do anything with it? You know what I'm saying?
trust me. I'm the guy who with the my first car was a 1987 Nissan Maxima. That thing can get up. So
Right.
I understand. I understand the temptation, and especially if you don't haven't had that much money ever. Yes. Let me spend on the first Escalade. Yes. Let me soup it up. Yes. I got 50,000 to use. It came to 40 something. Cool. I got so much to play with. Wardrobe. Now you got nowhere to live still. So I do get it. They do want you to better yourself, but I think it's still some type of control behind it. It's like I can see both sides.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, I do see the argument of don't control my money, or don't control what I deserve, right?
Right.
But then you're gonna have the people gonna say, do you really deserve it, right? And there's that argument crew, right? So I think it's always gonna be a fight one way or the other. I don't think there's a one size fit all answer around this at all.
Right. Because there's gonna be some people in that same community. Like I live in this community. My house needs to be fixed up. That's not part of the reparation people.
Yeah,
That probably do need more help than the person who's getting the reparations.
yeah, yeah. True that. True that. So, Evanston. And I think Evanston was one of the first ones too to introduce city or countywide reparations. There's another couple of, like I said, there's another couple of cities and states that are doing it. So shout out to those cities and states that have decided to. I keep saying states. There's no state that has done it yet, but there's a couple of cities and a couple of different states that have decided to do something, to make some kind of stand, to make some kind of reparations towards descendants of black people. So so shout out to them for doing that. Next up, I think it's gonna be our last one because this is hilarious. I just want to definitely touch on this. Not hilarious. I'll take that. It's not hilarious. It's just interesting. So this was how it was presented to me because I had just saw uh Nick Cannon doing something. I can't think if it was an interview or something, but it definitely caught me off guard when I heard about this next thing. But I was told that Elon Musk is probably going to be the next Nick Cannon. So
I'm
what
sorry.
happened was, I guess
I'm sorry.
apparently Elon is out here knocking them up. Elon
Somebody
is
knocking rocking those boots.
he is not holding back, right? He is not holding back. So apparently he recently, or not he recently, well, it was recently discovered that he quietly had twins, not just another kid, not just another, not having another woman that he was dating. He literally had twins. I mean, I guess it doesn't make a difference because twins are generally born together, right? It's not like he got two different women pregnant.
As SpongeBob would do 1 month later.
Yeah, exactly. But he quietly had twins back in November with one of his executive
Baby mamas.
from Neuralink. Um, she was uh, pregnant and had the twins. I don't remember finding the name of the babies, but I believe it had something to do with like the last names incorporated. Musk's last name plus like the mother's middle name, and yeah. So this was Siobhan Zillis. She's one of the executives at Neuralink, and so yeah. So she had twins for him. And did he have another baby recently?
One
Yeah.
month later.
Oh, 1 month later. Okay.
Yes.
Who was this with now? I missed that one.
I know it was last month, so I don't have it on me right now.
Yeah,
And
I'm pulling
I
it up.
just moved, so all my notes are somewhere in this mess.
Right, right. So yeah, so it was oh yeah, so Grimes was the one he had with the I can't think of the name of the baby, but I can think of the name, but I can't pronounce it. Uh, but he also had a baby with Siobhan Zillis and then Justine Wilson. So yeah, uh, but then he recently had what was it? What was it? I know it was recent. It was very recent. Yeah, I can't find it. I'm not finding it. But yeah, so he's on the move. He's trying to catch up with your boy Nick Cannon. So we'll see what happens. Um, we'll see what happened. He's definitely not holding them back.
He's been listening to Jodeci lately.
Right, right, something. No, that was no knocking boots was H Town, H Town.
Yep.
So he's not holding back. He's definitely trying to do his thing. So he has twins with Siobhan with Zillis. Uh, she's really big in Neuralink, so so he's got that going for him. Then he's got two kids with Grimes,
That's
and
three.
yeah.
It's
So
more than that.
maybe the new kid was with Grimes again. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But that's what it was. It was she just recently had another kid with Musk, but through a surrogate. So that's the other kid. So he still only has the three women that he has kids with, and he's got twins with no, he's got I think he has twins with Justine Wilson, but he has 5 kids total with Justine Wilson. So he's got five. Oh, so he has caught up with Nick. Yeah,
Yes.
by having the twins and then the extra kid with Grimes. So now he has 7, 8, 9 kids now.
10.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So, man.
I just read something about Nick Cannon. He said he's not opposed to reconciling with um Mariah.
Oh, with Mario, I saw that interview. Yeah, he did the interview, and he said he would spin the block with Mariah Carey. He said that's still one of the loves of his life. Still felt like there was something that he could definitely pursue. Um,
And
you
who
know, I think that I don't remember that relationship ever being horrible. I think he had his issues with her. She had her issues with him, and I think it just was one of those things wrong, wrong, just bad timing. So
yeah,
I
they
mean,
wasn't
I don't
ready for it.
remember there being any huge scandal where she hated him or he hated her. I don't remember there ever being
It
that issue.
it was more of public perception because like it's Nick Cannon. He's weird. She's evil. You
Eh.
know.
I mean, I
Um.
think, and I think he was a little younger than hers, and the fact
Just
that she being like
yeah,
one of the number one pop singers, he was heavy into entertainment, but he was always just looked at as a young, you
a
know,
clown.
yeah, a young kid, young comedian, young, child actor, that kind of thing. Definitely not taken serious, but seeing that relationship blossom and grow, it was shocking to a lot of people. So
Yeah, and everybody didn't see it lasting. So when it did last, it's like man, they lasted a long time, longer than they thought it would.
yeah, yeah, indeed, indeed, yeah,
But then how many people get to marry? He said that that was his fantasy. Mariah Carey.
exactly, yeah, yeah,
Like
exactly.
if Mary J. Blige or Tony Braxton came at me, I'm like,
No, I mean think about your boy Jermaine Dupri
Janet.
and Janet Jackson, right? You know,
Yeah,
that's another one of those ones where it was like it was
yeah.
shocking to folks,
Come on, he
and
married Penny, dude.
right, who every, I mean, everybody could have wanted Janet, right?
All
So
right.
it's not like these were expected relationships, nor like you said expected to last long either. So, but
Yeah, more power to him.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, so I don't doubt that his feelings toward her would ever have waned, but I guess it depends on how she felt about it, right? So,
But
but yeah,
not,
well,
but now she gotta accept his other kids.
yeah, that's a whole
Yeah, I
different
gotta put
thing.
a Z on that one.
And
So
I feel like that conversation has come up before and it didn't go well. I think I remember something like that, but I gotta double check. I gotta double check. So I feel like that came up at one point about how she felt about dealing with his other kids and stuff, and I felt like it was like no, that's not
you know,
happening.
yeah, yeah. I think she did make a comment about you let them do them over there. I guess one of the
Yeah,
kids.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking of. Yeah. But anyway, that's our show for tonight, folks. We're gonna remind you to make sure you come back here tomorrow, 10 p.m. GFT Radio Show right here as usual. We're gonna have a great show lined up for you guys tomorrow. Make sure you check out those promos. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, so you get all the notifications. How to Hustle podcast with Hymp will be here on Tuesday at 2 p.m. There will not be a Styles and Chevy recap this week. We are headed to San Diego Comic Con, so we are going to be busy. So make sure you check us out the following week. We'll be doing episodes 5 and 6 of Miss Marvel, wrapping that up. Sex with Sunny Live, I believe the next episode of that will be coming up. I believe next week, if I'm not mistaken. Is next week or this week?
This week,
This week. Sorry, yeah,
21st,
21st.
22nd.
Yeah, 22nd. That would be that Friday, right? So yeah, so Friday 6 p.m. So make sure y'all check that out. Sunny will be posting the topic and everything. Yeah, 22nd at 6 p.m. So make sure you guys check that out. Sex Sunny Live this Friday 6 p.m. So make sure you guys be on the lookout for that, and then that way you'll be in the know. Fans Perspective, 9 p.m. on Sundays. Make sure you go check out the replay of the last Tuesday special edition that they did. Make sure you guys go check that out. Always got great sports highlights and debates and topics, so make sure you guys check that out. And yeah, make sure you check out the playback. Sunny just said she missed it, but yep, you definitely didn't miss it. The playback will be here, and we're always available, free on demand, 24/7 through our live video, or through our video replays, as well as on the audio platforms. All your favorite ones: Spotify, Google, Apple. You know where to find us. Until then, Dame, tell them where to find you at.
Here. Oh, okay. Another level up on Instagram, Shinlo21 on Twitch, Checkmate21 on TikTok, and actually I have to change that last one on Xbox. I changed my gamer tag, but you can still find me there at Agent Shinlo on Xbox.
All right, that's what's up. And it's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Get at me everywhere at Willie Styles on IG and Twitter. Willie.Styles on Snapchat and TikTok. I'm gamingwithstyles.com, playing video games. StylesRadio.com, listening to all the hot tracks. Or WillieStyles.info for all my links. So you guys know where to find us. Make sure you get over to GFTRadioshow.com for everything, including all of our links. Make sure you check out our merchandise. We got the merchandise on. You know how we do. Make sure y'all get the t-shirts, sweatshirts, all that kind of stuff, or head straight to gftradio.creator-spring.com for all the latest fashions and apparel and items that we have available. Until then, we will catch y'all later.
Yo, it's your boy Dame here.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D.
Yo, it's your boy Smooth from the GFT Radio Network.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building.
Join us Mondays at 10 p.m. live on Twitch, YouTube, and our Facebook. And if you miss us, don't worry. You can catch it on our website, gftradioshow.com. And if you feel like talking to us every day, join our Facebook group.
At Join the Conversation, the group where you can discuss all kinds of topics.
Catch me also, Fans Perspective, Dope Sports Show. Holla at your boy.
You can cop some merchandise over at our store, teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, masks, and even more.
Next time on GFT Radio, what are we talking about? Join the conversation to find out.
Make sure you get at us on GFTradioshow.com for all of our audio and video playback.